Oh, there we are. The light is on. The lights are on. It's a blessed, wonderful, beautiful, definitely snowy, sleepless Saturday night, but it is great and toasty and cozy in the Inspiration Station. And thank you guys for pulling up a chair and joining us, whether you're watching live or you're watching afterwards, going straight from Pull Up a Chair into Sleepless Radio. And if you don't know now, you will. It is your host, El Tucker Tente, the ultimate sensei, a.k.a. we'll save the rest for in a little bit. Thank you guys, though. Hopping right in. I see good brother Doomer hopped right in. And we definitely got a lot to cover. Hey, wait, is that Chapel Roan? That's Chapel Roan. Get out of here, babyface. No, but definitely going to be covering the Grammys. Going to be talking some Super Bowl. Going to be talking some LeBron James, some Jaden Smith. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And when we're over, there'll be a slight little downtime while I roll me a crisp little bleezy. And then I get ready for the Valentine's Day DJ set, Misogyny versus Feminism. Which will win? We will find out tonight on Sleepless Radio, and I'm looking really forward to it. But with that being said, big cheers, big prost. First, before we dive into anything, did just want to say we will be celebrating some Murder Inc. records on the pre-show. But R.I.P. the great Irv Gotti. If I had a beer, I'd say extra cheers, big prost, but we'll get there. Don't you worry. We'll be getting there soon enough. But yeah, definitely a lot to cover though that went on this week. Well, again, we unfortunately had the passing of Irv Gotti, but then we just had a bunch of wild stuff going on the internet. I think Ye's probably tweeting as I'm speaking right now. God only knows what it could be. It can't get much worse, but then he finds a way to, which is quite impressive. I got to give it to the bastard. But as I said at the top of the show, though, I said, hey, wait, is that Chapel Roan? So how about we get started with the Grammys? First off, they need to get better journalists there because that was absolutely crazy how Babyface got done like he was just a jobber, just a nobody. But Chapel Roan, though, I guess she needed to get her flowers at that given moment, which I did think she put on a great performance. We can start there. I actually thought the Grammys got it right this year for the most part. And you know what? Everybody's hating on Jaden Smith. Everybody's got something to say about Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith managed to go more viral than Kanye and Bianca when Bianca showed up butt ass. And Jaden Smith had Hogwarts on his head and somehow managed to go more viral. So you know what, Jaden? You're the GOAT, just like the title said. Jaden Smith, you're the GOAT. Love Jaden Smith. Best Karate Kid movie of all time. Sue me, Mr. Miyagi. That's who I got. That's my guy. Jaden Smith, man, right there. And Will Smith looking at him like it was Biggie with the lazy eye. But you know what? He made me proud. He didn't let Took down. Jaden Smith didn't let Took down. That should have been the viral headline following the Grammys. But no, back to the Grammy performances. They got it. I think they got it right this year. I loved actually who won most of the awards. I thought it was overall great show. I thought the way they arranged the performances was awesome. I love that they gave the best new artist one specific segment where it went from one to the next to the next to the next. I thought Doechii put on potentially maybe one of the greatest Grammy performances that I've ever seen. I thought that was absolutely incredible. I thought Sabrina Carpenter had an incredible performance. I thought Chapel Roan had an incredible performance. I actually liked that Pink Pony Club quite a bit. Thought Beyonce winning for Cowboy Carter. I mean, I wasn't mad at it, but shout out to Beyonce for stirring up all the honkies. Way to go, Beyonce. That's the way the Queen Bee gets it done, baby. Hell yeah. Taylor Swift was vibing. She looked like she had 3 bottles of tequila. She was singing along like LeBron. She didn't even know half the words of this shit, and she was still vibing, doing the same dance, though. No matter what the BPM is, Death, Taxes, and Taylor Swift will dance to the same rhythm every time. But I don't know what she's hearing in her head. Kendrick Lamar got the brooms out. Not sure if you guys saw that. He won Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best, I believe, Rap Performance. I know he won Music Video of the Year, so he got the broom out, which I found it a little odd that normally, when anybody wins an award, they always play the chorus of the song. But when he won, they decided to go to the part of the verse where he says, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. So, I don't know. I thought there was a little fishy there, but who am I to say? The only thing that I think the Grammys got wrong was letting Playboy Cardi into the building. And here's why I say that. One, I used to love Playboy Cardi, but now I don't know what that dude's on. How can't you? You know, I'm sometimes lenient when it comes to the lip syncing. I really am. I can be lenient with it. I get it. You need a little backtrack going on here. I get it. You got it in your ear. You want to make sure you don't lose your place, lose the flow. I get it. But Playboy Cardi did something that I've never even thought could be done. He was lip syncing the mumble bullshit. So he's lip syncing mumbling. Like literally all he had to do was make ad lib sounds. But no, Weekend's up there singing like he got an eviction notice. And then you got that bum down there saying God knows what when when the beat's playing. I don't know what his verse even was to begin with. Now I'm not even sure if it was a verse with words. Because what he was saying up there was not English. At one point, I started clenching my cross and shit because I'm thinking I'm getting some sort of an omen put on me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on out here. So, yeah, I would have said, Playboy Cardi, you're not even welcome in the building anymore after that. How he's still hyped up to be a god, I have no idea. But it did make me think, though, seeing with Kendrick winning for the Song of the Year and the Record of the Year, it did make me think about what his Super Bowl halftime performance, what his set list looks like. And it kind of made me think about it because obviously now Not Like Us has got to be played. If they're letting it fly on the Grammy stage, especially that part, for anybody that doubted them actually playing the record at the Grammys, oh, that's going to play. That's going to play for damn sure. That song is 100,000% going to play. In fact, I did see that there was a rumor on his set list could look like. So I'm going to first state that, and then I'm going to tell you why I think they got it wrong and what I think it actually will be. But I think some of it's right. But they have an exclusive. The halftime performance set list was supposedly revealed. So take it with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed. It's just it's kind of an ongoing online banter, really, of what people have now decided is going to be the halftime show. But here's what we're rolling with. We're saying he's kicking it off with GNX. I say no chance. Then we got number 2. They got Squabble Up, which will go into Humble, then DNA, then Euphoria, then Man in the Garden, Peekaboo, Luther with SZA, All the Stars, SZA, Not Like Us, and then TV Off with a Mustard cameo. I think some of that's correct. I think some of it's wrong. And I think some of it's out of order. So I'm going to take a crack at this right now. I don't think he comes out to GNX. I think he comes out to Humble. And I think, so I got track 1, I'll go Humble. Track 2, I'm going with, I'm going to actually write this down as I'm doing it. Track 2, Humble, or track 1, Humble. Track 2, DNA. Let me go with track 3. I just don't think he does Euphoria. I just don't see Euphoria being a halftime show. Maybe after DNA, we'll get Squabble Up. So give me Squabble Up 3. Then give me Peekaboo after Squabble Up. Then give me Man in the Garden. Even though I think Man in the Garden's tricky, but I know how much he loves that record. And I do highly recommend, if you guys get about a half hour, 25 minutes-ish, go check out on Apple Music the Kendrick Lamar halftime show interview pre-show that he did, interviewed by Ebro and Nadeska. I thought they smoked that. Thought it was an incredible interview. I mean, I actually watched the full hour and saw even John Baptiste and Lauren Daigle and all them talking, so highly recommend checking that out. But he did big up how much Man in the Garden means to him. And I do believe he also said something about that in the Timothy Chalamet interview as well. But I could see that being one that's played for sure. So after Man in the Garden, I think that's when SZA comes out. And I think they lead with Luther into All the Stars. And I know he gets about 13 to 15 minutes here. So I'm trying to think of how they cut the records. There's kind of a lot that goes into that. Then I actually think after all the stars, this is where it gets a little tricky. But hear me out. This is why I'm hot take Tucker, baby. I think after all the stars, we get backseat freestyle. Or actually, maybe after Man in the Garden. Yeah, that's tough. Because he probably wants to do all of GNX at once. So, thinking of this in real time, it might be a little out of order, but just for the sake of it, I'm going to keep it. We go Peekaboo, Man in the Garden, Luther, all the stars. And I think maybe this is where you could see a potential from somebody else, even if they don't necessarily get a verse. But I'm going to go with backseat freestyle. Maybe Q comes up, jams with him or something, or J-Rock, because then I think you get Money Trees. Yeah, I know. That's why a lot of time it is just melody. It's like, shoot. I'm going to go backseat freestyle. I'm going to go Money Trees. J-Rock gets a verse off. Then give me Poetic Justice and Drake comes out. No, I'm kidding. I think that'll lead into Money Trees. All right, I got it. Figured it out. Money Trees will lead into Mad City. And then Mad City will lead into TV Off, which will then lead into Not Like Us. And he'll close with Not Like Us. So my set that I got configured here, we go Humble, DNA, Squabble Up, Peekaboo, Man in the Garden, Luther, All the Stars, Backseat Freestyle, Money Trees, Mad City, TV Off, and Not Like Us. Once I just said that out loud, I realized that I'm pipe dreaming and he might be going for 30. But if they give him some range, some run, 13, 15 minutes, I think there is a world where we can fit those amount of records and crucial parts of those records into the performance. So that's how I got it figured out as of now. As far as Kendrick's set list goes, who knows? I could be way off. He might have 2 Drake songs that he's going to do. He might not. They might be Drake Bell. We don't know. But I did see, speaking on that DJ Khaled, within the span of about 10 hours, had potentially the greatest rollout that I've seen of DJ Khaled's career. He had a 7-minute video with Mark Wahlberg in it, for God's sake. But then he decided in the caption to state how he has Drake records coming out. He's got 2 Drake records. He should have ran that by the old Champagne Poppy, because Drake ended up throwing in the chat and said, shit, must be Drake Bell. And then Drake Bell said, hey, Khaled, what's good? Drake Bell said on Twitter, man, I'm ready to go. Send them fucking stems. He was ready to go. He's ready. He's fired up. He was ready to hit him with the, hey, ho, let's go. Everybody must know, love in my heart like a bomb. Yeah, I don't think that sounded very well, but hey, that's what shooters shoot. We go for it. But no, DJ Khaled, for those that didn't see, posted the rollout to his next album, said that he had 2 Drake features, and that's what Drake said. So it's a rough time for DJ Khaled. And I said this about 10 months ago after the beef. Nobody suffered more in that beef than DJ Khaled. And it's already being apparent on the rollout of the album. So you can check that one off of Old Tuker's hot takes, because I was right on that one. Hit that one spot on. But speaking of predicting Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, we got to also predict the outcome of the Super Bowl. Who's going to win this thing? Well, I do think it could go either way. I do have some money that I was going to place on some bets. Going to actually money line both of them for the sake of the bets as well. So we'll see if hopefully one of those hits. Fingers crossed. As always, we hope to the fantasy gods, the betting gods, the FanDuel and Fanatic gods that we hit on something. Also DraftKings, showing love to them. Not sponsored by any of them, but here I am plugging them all. But with the Super Bowl coming tomorrow, I could really see this thing going either way, but I do have 2 scores in my head. I think if the Eagles win, they're going to win 28-24. I think if the Chiefs win, they're going to win 38-34. So just a slight different score as far as if the Chiefs win as opposed to the Eagles win. Either way, though, I do think we're going to be in for a great game. They both got great offense, great defense. Saquon Barkley's running like there's fucking Superman's blood in his legs. You got Patrick Mahomes, who could pull shit out of a shingle and turn it into a salami sandwich. So, you can't rule out Patrick, but you also can't rule out the tush push, the brotherly shove. But I know it might not be the Super Bowl that everybody wanted to see. However, I do think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be a great game. Looking forward to the commercials, obviously the halftime show. I think the game's going to be great, though, really, as far as both sides of the ball for both teams. So I'm looking really forward to it. I think I could see Travis Kelce maybe going over 100 yards, maybe 7 catches. I think if the Eagles, which that would help the Chiefs win in my case, I think if Patrick Mahomes can at least get over about 2 to 250 yards. And also the ground game's an X factor too, because you got Checo and Kareem Hunt, but then on the other side, you got Saquon Barkley, and God even knows who that backup is. Kenneth Gainwell, maybe. But I think we're going to be in for an incredible game. Saquon, he's one to keep eyes on. That goes without saying. Keeping your eyes on the Patty Travis connection. But it'll be excited to see, though, how that game unfolds. Like I said, if I had to state a winner, a for sure winner, I'd probably tell you that I'm rolling with the Chiefs, only because it looks like they want to do their Chief Pete. And obviously the referees seem to want to see the Chief Pete too. So I know some people say, oh, well, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have that many rough in the passer. The refs are clearly favoring them. So, I mean, if you watch the game, you can see that they're clearly favoring them. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe to help ratings, if that's a case. Could be. Not sure. Speculating here. But like I said, it will be exciting to see the outcome of the game and to watch it. And who knows, I might be even tweeting a little bit, posting on some Reddit while I'm watching it all unfold at the good brother Cooney's house for a Super Bowl party. And hope you guys all have a safe, blessed, wonderful time at your Super Bowl parties. Make sure to get that Uber home and get that Lyft home and leave those keys behind. Don't you dare get in that whip if you feel like you can't handle it. In fact, don't even drive drunk at all. Don't even think if you can handle it to do it. And that's coming from your ultimate sensei. So take that without a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of pepper, actually. Put a little paprika on that sucker. But now, though, to talk about something else going on in the sports world that kind of stir up the whole timelines. I know that this past week with the trade deadline coming up, it has been going crazy on where all these people have ended up. At this point, Dennis Schroeder's been on every team in the NBA. I saw he'd been to like 4 teams in the span of like 48 hours or something wild like that. So who knows? Dennis Schroeder might be a Cavalier as I'm doing this. But the trade that caught my mind, caught my ears and eyes, is somebody that I've argued about off camera and off mic now for years. And it's in the title of the episode. I already told you that I think Jaden Smith's the GOAT. Let me tell you who I don't think the GOAT is. And it involves the Luka Doncic-Anthony Davis trade. Out of the blue, for no reason at all, the Dallas Mavericks decided to get Anthony Davis, couple picks, and I believe something else, and they traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Because just like that scene in Step Brothers, here's kind of how I feel LeBron James went to the Lakers GM, even though he practically is the GM himself. He probably said, look, Anthony Davis, he's getting hurt a lot out here. He's the old bull. Luka Doncic over there in Dallas, he's the young calf. So I'm going to grab him by the dick and I'm going to pull him over to LA and say, you're coming over here, brother. I need to win another ring, dude. And it's not getting done with this guy, dude. His leg keeps fucking going into a linguine noodle every time he's on the court. In fact, Anthony Davis just got a non-contact injury today. LeBron James saw that shit coming in a crystal ball and said, hold on there, dude. That sounds like another, I'm not even in the first round of the playoffs, dude, to be a first-round exit. Which leads me right into the point, and I'm going to say it straight into the camera. LeBron James, you are not the GOAT, nor will you ever will be, nor have you ever been the GOAT. I will never look at you as such. There is more people that I will consider to be the greatest of all time as far as the sport of basketball goes than you. And one reason why is because why does this happen every single solitary time with this guy? Every single team he's been on besides his first run with the Cavs when he got his PTSD from when he got swept in the playoffs against the San Antonio Spurs. All of a sudden, he has to take his talents to South Beach, where he's going to win with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Goody, great for you. And then Dwayne Wade started to go on a decline, and Chris Bosh's health went on a decline. What did LeBron James do? He said, I'm putting on my backpack, and I'm coming home. Cleveland, I'm going to win one. And he got Kyrie Irving. Boom. What's he do? Goes to the playoffs. We win the finals. Thank you for that. I've stated many times how appreciative I am of that. And then he goes, which he got me on this one, Cleveland, this is for you. Yeah, well, you could have fooled me, because 2 years later, when Kyrie went to another team, what'd you do? You went to LA, and who'd you get? Anthony Davis. Bravo. And you got your COVID ring. Awesome. Where you won it in the bubble. And then what? Anthony Davis's health goes on a decline. You do not make the playoffs. And what do? You screw Luka Doncic out of his Supermax contract because you require God-tier elite help to get a ring on your finger. So as far as calling you the greatest of all time, you can take that and shove it straight up the hoo-ha, because I'm never calling you the greatest of all time, LeBron James. And if that stirs some shit, then let's stir some shit. Yeah, and as Doomer just said, oh yeah, sign Bronny. Use a second-round pick and get Bronny. Bronny can't even make a layup unless it's in the G League when the bench is on the court. That shit is just absurd to me. If I was the GM, I would have said, I don't care about your pipe dream. I don't care about your fucking fantasy. I am not signing your son with the second-round pick because he can't even hold a ball. Scooter is in the mother house. That's right, YouTube. Don't demonetize me now. We're keeping those F-bombs away and tucked in the chamber. But yeah, no, LeBron, you will never be the greatest of all time at shit when it comes to me. I'll always rank Jordan higher. I'll always rank Kobe higher. And the fact that you always require that God-tier help and still most of the time can't even still get the job done, that's why I think you are never going to be the greatest of all time, at least in my book. So you can leave your comments on that and go absolutely batty if you'd like. But now, before we get ready to close out, do want to share, ain't even top 3, that's what I'm talking about. I think he's not either. In fact, I'm starting to debate if he's even top 5. I don't even think he's top 5 anymore. Fuck it. Maybe he can find his place in the bottom ladder, but maybe like 8 or 9. But another thing I did want to recap, though. Well, let me just start here. Before we get to the Royal Rumble, let me rewind to Monday, shall we? Monday night, I was outside. Your ultimate sensei was definitely outside, and I was definitely big lit. That's a capital B-I-G-L-I-T. Definitely was big lit. Went to the WWE Monday Night Raw. Ended up snagging some Penta merch. Got some merch for Wifey. Got an Alexa Bliss Funko, which is dope. Had a great time at the show. Had great seats. Right by the seats, right when you come up out of the section, we had the end seats, which was awesome. Because you know me, I'm sliding in and out of that motherfucker. And then we went, so right when you get up out of your seat, you leave the section. Right here to the right, we had the food, the glizzies, always crucial. Over here to the left, we had merch. And then straight out, we had a beer stand that I repeatedly hit throughout the night. Oh, I was yeeting all over the place. I yeeted all over myself. I almost yeeted myself into a jail cell. In fact, I started a parking lot yeet. I have the video for anybody that would like me to say it, or would like to see it, that didn't get to see it on my Instagram or Snapchat story. But I had the yeet foam finger. I climbed on top of the whip. We were in the parking garage. Traffic was going slow. At one point, horns were honking. We were going with the flow of the honks. I was yeeting all over the place. I jumped up on this one thing. I took a bump. That was awesome. I even sold it pretty well. I did practically a whole music video for the John Cena theme song. I was going crazy. I was out my mind. I was out of body, really, at that point. But I had a blessed and wonderful, amazing time there. Highly recommend for anybody that hasn't been to a WWE show to get those tickets and go, because it is a blessed and wonderful, beautiful time. And I wasn't mad at who won the Royal Rumbles, even though we booed Charlotte out of the building, which I'm not going to lie, I joined it. But Jey Uso, though, he was incredibly over. We did the rewind of the Yeet. That was a great moment. Natty and Sonya put on a great dark match. Then now Sonya just got released, which is unfortunate. But overall, though, great show. The dark match was DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in an Extreme Rules match. I thought that was really cool, which DIY ended up going over. That was dope. But no, all in all, great Raw. Like I said, I know Charlotte got booed out of the building, which is now kind of, I think, why they're turning her heel. I do believe that Jey Uso will challenge Gunther and win at WrestleMania. I do believe that Charlotte will challenge Tiffany and lose at WrestleMania, but I guess that's to be determined. Oh, I'm glad you and your girl enjoyed that one. Yeah, that Sane Punk match was great. That was a great match to see live. I even thought the Live match was awesome too. I thought they had a great solid card top and bottom. I thought the Royal Rumble was great to recap that simultaneously. Like I said, I thought both Rumble winners, even though I'm not a big Charlotte Flair fan, I think her and Tiffany at WrestleMania sounds like a great 5-star match. It's Tiffany's dream match. Charlotte gets to work with her granddaughter. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Her gets to work with Tiffany Stratton, which I think will be great. She gets to work with some of the young blood. But I'm just excited to keep seeing where this build for WrestleMania goes. I know Triple H loves throwing swerves and sinkers, so I guess I'm excited to see where he's going to take us on this journey to WrestleMania. But with that being said, I thought the Royal Rumble was incredible. Thought the Grammys were incredible. I think LeBron James sucks eggs. He's definitely not the GOAT. I think Jaden Smith is a genius. I think he's brilliant. I think Kanye needs some serious help. I think we actually need to stop joking about it and at this point actually get him some help. But either way, he's keeping the timeline interesting. But with that being said, Scotty doesn't know Mr. Scooter McGavin, Mr. Good Brother Doomer. I love you guys. To everybody watching live, watching afterwards, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bells, whatever you got to do to support the channel, to support Sleepless at all times. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We do this as a Sleepless familia. And with that being said, to my Sleepless familia, I hope you woke up with a smile on, ready for a blessed, wonderful, beautiful, Sleepless Saturday, because I'm about to close out and sign off, and I'm going to sign back in all aboard the Sleepless Ark for a misogyny versus feminism Valentine's Day set list, celebrating love, celebrating a great Saturday night, and celebrating music the best way we know how, which is getting lit and spreading love all over the world together, because that's what we know how to do best. With that being said, it's Mr. Keep the Love High. The hate, you know where it goes. Always low. See you guys soon. Peace. Don't go nowhere.